Welcome back to the Lost Podcast. I am Attorney Haron and with me is
Attorney Hanan.
and this is the third episode of this season. This is a special episode because we have here with us a special guest. He obtained his Juris Doctor degree at Mindanao State University Iligan Extension and passed the Kagiwao Bar exam. Everyone, here with us is Attorney Manman. Please say hi, Attorney Manman, to our listeners.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh and good afternoon to the listeners of the Lost Podcast. I'm very thankful to be here and much appreciated your invite to be one of your guests.
And he is our first guest, Attorney Hanan. So,
Attorney Manman, we're going to ask you questions na sinagot na namin sa last episodes ni Attorney Haron. So, the first question, I guess, is anong hugot mo? Ba't ka nag-law school?
Actually, entering law school was never in my head. Being a student then of Bachelor of Science in Information Technology sa St. Michael's College, the thought of going through law school never crossed my mind. There's this one person kasi na pinilit niya akong pumasok sa law school. Sabi niya sa akin, why not i-try mo? Kasi the youngest brother kasi ng papa ko, lawyer.
which is your uncle?
Yes, which is my uncle. Tapos, yun sabi niya, kaya nga niya, ako pa kaya. And then, a few months after graduation, noong April of 2017, yung tao na nag-urge sa akin, sabi niya, kataya so, ilangan to na ini. It was a link on Facebook and when I clicked on it, it was for PhilSat. For the information of everyone, PhilSat used to be the entrance exam for law students.
For law schools.
Yeah, for law schools. PhilSat meant Philippine Law School Admission Test.
Yes.
So,
So, anong year itong gitake mo na PhilSat?
2017.
Was it the first PhilSat?
Yes, we were the first.
So, pareho kayo ni Attorney Haron na nag-PhilSat.
Yes, I took the second PhilSat and I think that was the last PhilSat.
Yes, it was the last.
Parang dalawang PhilSat lang yung na-conduct. No?
Dalawang.
Oo, kasi wala akong PhilSat.
Oh. So, I took the PhilSat sa Xavier sa Cagayan. Unfortunately, I did not pass. But still, nung sa IIT, nag-post sila ng pre-panel interview. And kung sino daw gusto mag-enroll sa law school, pupunta doon. So, I went there, I listed my name. Few weeks later, nag-post sila sa Facebook na my name was there. And then eventually, ayun, lumabas yung name ko sa pre-panel. After pre-panel interview, I enrolled into law school. I went through to 5 years and immediately took the bar after graduation. And by the way, yung person na nag-urge sa akin na pumasok into law school, ngayon ay asawa ko na siya.
So, it's interesting kasi sinabi mo yung PhilSat mo, when you took the PhilSat, hindi mo siya naipasa.
Yes.
And yet, you were able to pass the admission test ng MSU Law. And now, you are a lawyer.
Yes.
So, hindi talaga batayan yung isang standardized na test dun sa talino ng isang tao, dun sa kakayahan ng isang tao. Would you agree with that, Attorney Hanan?
Yes.
So, Attorney Man, na sabi mo na yung asawa mo ngayon, yung nag-push sa'yo to enter law school. And you also mentioned na hindi mo talaga siya dream. So, yung push na yun nung wife mo that time, was it enough to sustain you sa hanggang matapos mo yung law school na yun?
What you're trying to ask is what made me stay in law school. I think every law student siguro, or most law students, most of the time, hindi nila plano talaga to be a lawyer. Kasi it's really hard. And then when I entered law school, in my case, nung first 2 weeks siguro, 3 weeks ng continuous classes namin, gusto ko nang mag-quit kasi it was so hard. Lubog na lubog ako sa Consti 1. Hindi ako maka-catch up sa readings sa PFR namin, cases and with the books. And yung sa criminal law, nahirapan akong mag-memorize ng ijmaa, yung justifying circumstances and everything and whatnot. So, tinapos ko yung first sem. And then, the second sem, I was hesitant to re-enroll kasi sabi ko, parang ang pangit ng performance ko nung first sem. And then, eventually, parang, wala lang, parang mag-enroll ako ba? And then, nung nag-second year ako, second sem, that is when second year, first sem, that is when I got my stride. Kasi, nung second year ako, every day nagme-memorize ako ng provision. From property, from legal ethics, from yung ibang sa criminal law 2, yung ibang subjects ng requisites ng crime, criminal law 2. So, my brain was so actively engaged nung second year ako. So, parang nabigla ako na nababasa ko lahat at na-absorb ko lahat. And nagtuloy-tuloy siya hanggang second year, second sem, and until graduation. So, for me, although nung umpisa, it was not my dream. And then, parang inangkin ko na lang. Parang, tiga ka na, sige, akin na lang to. Pipiyanakan ba niya? Taros na ka niya hanggang sa matapos ko. And I'll see kung saan ako darating. Eventually, I'm here.
Gusto ko yung inangkin ko na lang.
So, yung nung second year, sinabi mo, doon mo na pick up yung pacing mo.
Yes.
No? Kasi admittedly, di ba, first year is one of the hardest, if not the hardest part.
Kasi it's considered as the adjustment phase.
You're learning everything from scratch. Halos, di ba?
Plus si Attorney Manman, yung undergrad niya, hindi naman pre-law course or hindi siya yung
typical na pre-law na alam natin, 'di ba? And speaking of pre-law, ano sa tingin mo, Attorney Man, yung naitulong sa iyo nung pre-law mo, which is BSIT, 'di ba? Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, doon sa law school?
Or kung wala siyang naitulong?
Oo, may naitulong ba siya?
Kasi when I was in still BSIT, one good thing that really helped me was already engaged in reading. Pero hindi yung talagang 8 hours in one sitting na reading. Kasi whenever I was learning a new programming language, kasi yun naman ginagawa namin, whenever I was reading a new programming language, it was in English. And syempre, alangan naman sa Tagalog or Bisaya. So English siya. And then I understood the basic concepts, I understood the basic functions, and then I applied them sa system ko. And then parang yun siguro yung naka-help sa akin when I entered law school.
Now, Attorney Manman, sinabi mo kanina na yung person na nag-push sa'yo pumasok sa law school is now your wife. Kailan mo siya pinakasalan?
We got married during the pandemic, August 30, 2020.
So you were still in law school
I was still in law school during that time.
May difference ba sa pagiging single na law student at sa pagiging married na law student?
I cannot speak for everyone, pero I think depende lang yan sa pagdala. Kasi yung nakasal kami, obviously was still the pandemic. Law school transition to online classes. So 99% of the time, nasa bahay lang kami, nasa bahay ako. Morning to evening, I read in the morning. Pagkagabi, we engage in online classes, Zoom or Google Meet, ganyan. And hanggang sa gumraduate kami, I think online lang kami lahat. So we never experienced face-to-face classes pre-pandemic.
Pero full-time law student ka or were you working that time?
When I was in first year, nagwo-work ako online. Tinigilan ko kasi yun nga, lubog na lubog ako sa 3 bar subjects. And then, hanggang sa gumraduate ako, I was a full-time student.
Pero di ba, attorney, common sa law students yung di muna ako magpapakasal or ayoko muna ng commitment hanggang di pa matapos yung bar. Ikaw, bakit even before the bar, you decided na magpakasal? You did not wait for
After bar.
Yeah, after bar
Becoming a lawyer.
or after becoming a lawyer or at least after graduating from law school.
For me kasi personally, before kami nakasal kasi ni Mrs. matagal naging kami. We were like 7 years from 2022. Para yung parang just to tie the knot para maging official na siya, non-official. So pinakasalan ko siya nung pandemic.
So, advice sa mga law students na nagdadalawang isip na kung makaka-apekto ba sa bar review nila or sa law school nila yung pagpapakasal. Hindi po.
Kasi, to add, nung I took the bar initially sa Cagayan ako nag-review. So, pupunta doon si Mrs. and di ko niya ni paninin doon. Minsan siya na yung di manalas, lahat-lahat. Ginagawa ko lang, nagbabasa ako. when we transferred to Davao, kasi Davao ako nag-take sa Ateneo de Davao University, yun, sumama pa rin siya. And alam mo yung feeling na makaliw ka sa LTC, Local Testing Center, tapos kung mga yung parang yung mahal mo na tao na gags nga niya, tigyan na, okay lang yan, may cancer ka, piya, ganito, ganyan. Parang nawawala lahat ng worries ko. Parang sunso alay mataw sa gito ki-answer kan for the bar.
Which is something we did not experience nung lumabas tayo ng LTC.
Uy, na-experience ko sa parents ko.
Ayun lang. My mom I took the bar exam kasi in UST. So, yung mother ko nasa Marawi siya. So, hindi ko siya nakita nung paglabas ko. Ayun lang.
Pero for the last day, sinalubong ka ng mother mo.
Ng mga siblings ko.
Siblings.
Speaking of bar exam, Attorney Man, no? Since malapit na din yung bar exams this year, the J-Lo bar ni J-Lo ang hashtag nila. Do you have any tips for our bar takers?
Lalo na dun sa mga married na magre-review or nagre-review ngayon.
Siguro, number one tip ko is always pray. Di nyo pa kalipatan so Allah kasi na so Allah di mo guys sa langon tama na si sa dunya. Kagaya dunya na matag sagad buini. So, I think kahit na wala kayong may sagot, as long as your faith is there, you're confident in taking the bar, and if hindi talaga maiwasan, take the bar while you're scared. Kasi eventually, you'll find your strength, magkashock ka ba na, natapos ko yung labor law, natapos ko yung political law, yung civil law, and then, for the next day, kasi hindi 1 week yung gap ng bar ngayon parang 2 days, 3 days lang. So if ever you're parang nagdadalawang isip ka if babalik ka for the second, third, fourth, or the last day, you can pray, you can ask God for guidance, for strength. Always basta yun lang yung pinaka number one tip ko. Always pray. And syempre, since review na siya, technically review, dapat halos lahat na ng topics ay nabasa mo na. And it's hard kasi kapag first time mo siyang may encounter during review pa. Kasi unlike in law school, when you encounter this topic, pag diniscuss ng professor, maintindihan nyo. Ang mahirap doon, if hindi nyo natapos yung book, and then pagdating nyo sa review, lumabas siya, hindi nyo pa maintindihan. Worse, if lumabas sa bar. Now, for tips ko for married bar takers, no? Siguro, if your husband or your wife will be taking, give them time to read, give them time to adjust, give them time to mourn, kasi obviously they will mourn kasi sasabihin nila, may rata-rata so cancer akan kagiya, ang pangit ng ganito ganyan ko. So,
Totoo.
do not invalidate what their feelings, what they felt, do not invalidate na, okay na yun, ganito ganyan. No, iba kasi yung point of view ng nag-take ng bar. Iba yung nararamdaman namin, iba yung katawan namin ano yung performance talaga namin. Kasi from law school pa lang alam na namin yan So nadadala namin yan hanggang sa bar.
I agree dun sa sinabi ni Attorney Man na huwag nating i-invalidate yung takers pag sinabi niyang hindi ako nakasagot ng maayos.
Yes.
Kasi indeed sila lang yung may alam kung paano sila nag-perform
during the bar exam.
Yes.
Parang yung sabi nga nila, after you have taken the bar or the exam, alam mo na, part of you feels kung pumasa ka ba or hindi.
Yeah. Yung parang makinig lang kayo sa rant namin.
Yes.
Nagra-rant lang kami. Pero we don't need your parang comfort.
Input.
Although they don't mean harm pag sinasabi nila, okay lang yun, nakasagot ka na ng maayos. Pero still, ang gusto lang natin is makinig lang sila. Wag na kayo siguro mag-side comment pa na hindi, you did well, ganyan.
Kumbaga, sinashrug nyo lang yung feelings nung bartaker. Well, thank you for that, Attorney Man. Thank you for sharing your
thank you so much
stories
for
sa
your
ating
time.
listeners. And that ends our episode for this Monday. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to give us some love by following us on TikTok.
You can also find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
If you have any topics you want us to talk about, please send us a message or just simply leave a comment.
We will see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye!